If you are a woman over 40 and you notice that there are changes in your bowel patterns, before you just start adding on more fiber, there are other reasons that can contribute. So I'm going to go through 6 reasons that may be contributing to your constipation as a woman over 40. And first, let's define constipation. Constipation, clinically as it's defined, is if you are having fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. But I want to tell you that you want to have at least a bowel movement every day, because if you eat every day and you're not eliminating the waste, where's the waste going? But clinically, constipation is defined as fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. If you are having to strain when you're having your bowel movements, or your stool is dry, hard to pass, that is also a sign of constipation. So if those are a part of what you're dealing with, then I want to make sure that you hear all of these. And if you're not dealing with that, I also want to make sure that you hear all of those so that you can keep your bowels moving properly. All right, so let's get into them. First, let me tell you who I am. I am Robin-Nutritionist, the founder of Necessary Nutrition, and I help women over 40 strengthen their health, protect their peace, and step into who we are called to be in this chapter of our lives. I am also a behavioral wellness expert, and I study why we do or why we don't do things. People tell me that I have a baby face, which I appreciate, but I am in my 50s. All right, let's get into these 6 reasons or 6 things that can contribute to constipation and what you can do about it in no particular order, except this one is definitely number 1. If you notice changes in your bowel patterns and changes in anything, if you're over 40, when it comes to us in this perimenopause, menopausal transition, the hormones really has a lot to do with how we live. Our estrogen and our progesterone influence our GI tract. If you're noticing some differences and you also know that you're in that phase of life, that can be a huge contributor. And what to do about that? First, I want you to be in the know. You want to have a female health hormone specialist in your life. I have my traditional doctor that my insurance will pay for, and then I have my more integrative OBGYN, because sometimes with insurance and what they will let you do and allow what you get to know about your own body is prohibited. I definitely recommend having a hormone specialist in your life that can help you sort through that. Number 2 is making sure that you're getting enough water. Over 40, our body doesn't store water as it used to. And if you are going through night sweats and hot flashes or any of those things, then you're getting more water out of your body. So you need more water in your body to help your bowels move. The water that you used to drink before, you may have to step it up a notch. Next, fiber. This is a given. We definitely need fiber in order to help our bowels to move. However, if you're increasing your fiber intake, but you're not increasing your water intake, that can work against you, because now you're putting more bulk in, but you're not putting the water in as a lubricant to help it get it out. When it comes to fiber, I just want you to think this simple. I want you to think vegetables, prunes right now. Fruits and vegetables are full of fiber, and there's other like oatmeal, other foods that are full of fiber. But I want you to think of this. Actually, prunes, berries, and just every time you eat intentionally and adding vegetables to every meal with your water. At this age and stage, ladies, us eating with intention is more important than ever. Not just eating because we have a craving, which we have plenty of those at this stage, but making sure that you're getting the nutrients in your body. So that's the third one. Fiber, yes, But going back to the second one, just making sure that you get enough water. The fourth contributor to potentially your constipation is stress and also changes in your routine. If you go on vacation, if you're in someone else's house, maybe you're not as comfortable, or your body is changing if you're flying and traveling, those can contribute to constipation in a temporary way. And then stress overall changes our GI tract. It's so fascinating how everything in the body works together. Number 5 would be movement, literally not just bowel movements, but exercise. Being able to move your body and move things through is really important today, tomorrow, and forever for us over 40. And then lastly, if you're taking certain medications or supplements, if your bowel pattern has changed, but you also are taking a new medication, I want you to look at what the side effects of that medication can be, and is constipation one of them? So notice that. And then there's certain supplements, if you're taking iron supplements or sometimes antacids, can contribute to constipation. So look at that list, see where you can make some adjustments and do that. I always want to say though, if you have chronic constipation, if there's pain, if there is blood, if there's anything that is just so different than what you're used to, then please go see your doctor. And actually go see your doctor anyway if you are dealing with constipation. And I'm always going to say having a nutritionist in your life is not a bad idea either. And if you want that, actually, let me back up. When it comes to constipation, I'm going to give you another tool that can help you. Magnesium. So magnesium helps with the bowels, specifically in this case, magnesium citrate. So there's different forms of magnesium, and I like to recommend magnesium glycinate overall for us as women over 40 for our nervous system and aches and pains and all of those things. But specifically if you're constipated, magnesium citrate is a good option to help keep those bowels moving. And I'm going to put a link down below for Necessary Nutrition's magnesium citrate, which is also, it's called Magnacalm, and it not only helps the bowels, but it helps you stay calm, and it's a powder that you put into water. So I'll put that information down below if you are needing some support. And then lastly, with regards to support, as I mentioned, I am a nutritionist. However, I only deliver nutritional counseling within the Necessary Nutrition Academy, which is our community specifically for women over 40. And in that capacity, when you become a member, the first thing I'm going to do is get to know you, your needs, your desires, and make the best recommendations for you. But in the community, there's so much more that happens. And the community is for women over 40 who are evolving, growing, who are intentionally becoming better stewards of their health, their peace, and their purpose. In this community, yes, we work on your health and nutrition, but we also work on your mindset and your personal development and help you step into your next chapter. I'm going to put the information down below. We only bring in new members certain times of the year. Go ahead and check that out and see if it's enrollment period. We'd love to have you and work with you and support you in becoming the kind of woman that keeps the promises that she makes to herself. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will answer them for you. And this is Robin, Necessary Nutrition. Eat well, think well, and be well. Until we meet again, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.